Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the Evergreen Pod.
Evergreen?
Yes, sir. We a little short staff tonight, but we gonna hold it down. Shout out to our brothers, Doug and Donovan.
A little busy.
A little busy tonight. Shout out to y'all. See y'all. We love y'all. Hopefully
next week.
Hopefully
next week. Next week.
But Will in the building.
What's up, man?
Lambo. What's happening?
Lambo in the building, man. Hey, before y'all move, like and subscribe.
Yes,
and
sir.
guess what? It's the holiday season.
Yes, it is.
And you know how we roll on Evergreen. We giving away turkeys.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving.
Amen.
We giving away Christmas presents to the kids for Christmas.
To the babies.
Make sure you get your bike order in right now. Get in the comments and hit us up, man.
Hit us up.
Because we about to turn up, right?
Amen.
We going 2 for 2 today, right?
Yeah.
We gonna talk about a little Wakanda.
Yes, sir.
We're going to bring in a little special guest.
Yes, sir.
We're going to hit on the Kyrie Irving.
Yes, sir.
We're going to start off with the World Cup.
Yes, sir. All right, so World Cup. It's about to start in Qatar. The largest sporting event on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Is going to be played in a country about the size of Rhode Island.
But they got Santa Claus on the commercial.
Yeah,
that's how big it is.
Yeah,
they got Santa Claus.
John Hamm playing Santa Claus on the commercials. So the U.S. men's national team has traveled to Qatar. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts with Greg Berhalter, our manager. I'll leave it at that. Mm-hmm. And I can't believe some of the words that I've heard him say. You know, you got to go through team selection, in which, you know, you got to cut like a 46-man roster down to like 23.
That's hard.
That's hard. Especially for an event that only come around once every 4 years, right? Especially since a lot of these cats played on, you know, qualifying and played in qualifying rounds and like has helped, you know, put this team in position to where they can be at the World Cup. Period. A couple of a lot of glaring omissions that Zach Steffen is a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Ricardo Pepi, who's a forward, and
I was surprised he didn't make it.
Yeah,
I was really surprised.
Especially given. Well, I'll get to the third one. Jordan Pefok, who's the third. With Ricardo Pepi, in my view, especially given that that Greg Berhalter basically told him to join another league to where he can better prepare himself to be on a World Cup roster, and then turn around and not select him, and give the reason that he didn't select him was that the league he was in wasn't physical enough for World Cup play.
But that's the league
you told this man to go and join.
You was setting him up. You was setting
him up for failure. we got that. Like I said, the eyes of the world gonna be on this on this event, which has a lot of issues surrounding it with human rights abuses. I don't know if you know, but like the way that like I said, they were awarded this tournament in 2010.
That's a long time.
It's a long time ago. It's 12 years ago now, right? But they still, in some estimations, still don't have all the infrastructure built out to host the World Cup. Like there are stands that they've shown pictures that are sitting on top of like shipping containers instead of like having like beams, concrete beams and stuff under it. The migrant workers that they use to build these stadiums, quote unquote stadiums, at this point, have, I believe, on the order of about 6,500 or somewhere in there, migrant workers have died building these stadiums.
6,500 have died?
Have died. And because of, I guess it's like a work law called Khalifa in Qatar. They basically don't have to pay these workers' families any kind of compensation for them dying as a part of this construction. So basically, like, in a lot of these other countries, like you have to pay for your kids to go to school.
Yeah.
It's not like a public school here.
It's not free.
Right. So like a lot of these, in a lot of cases, men's, children or family members or whoever they were supporting, now can't,
get the education.
and now the cycle just continues.
They're going to be working in 10 years, 10, 15 years. They're going to be out in the fields working.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to seeing if who and if some of these nations or these players for these nations, even though, like I said, it's not up to them. In a lot of cases, though, like we talk about with like social justice things for athletes, like it's not their responsibility per se.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's not their fault that the World Cup is in Qatar. It's FIFA's fault that the World Cup is in Qatar. FIFA is a very corrupt organization, to put it nicely. Yeah. It's a very corrupt organization, and where they pay off a lot of these nations pay off FIFA, FIFA representatives in order to host these major tournaments like that. And a lot of these nations, like Russia, back in about 4 or 8 years ago, I believe Russia hosted. And if you look current news, what Russia's up to right now in the war in Ukraine, they use these type of events to like, the term is sports washing, in which they use sport to basically wash away like any of the real atrocities that are going on. Because honestly, and I myself included, I'm not above this. Once the ball kick off for the World Cup, I'm gonna be locked into the World Cup. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like people that they invite over there, they're gonna want them to put things on social media about how great of a time they're having. And of course they have technology in place where they can, lock your phone down once you travel there. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. Like they've come to a point where they're paying. They've offered to pay 50 members from each participating country to fly into Qatar. But the trade off is that they have to post positive. They have to post positive things about Qatar while they're there.
My
and there'll be all expenses paid.
My question is a country like the United States, other countries that are big countries,
right?
Why are they still participating?
Yeah.
In the World Cup, and why are they letting FIFA do that? Like FIFA has one of the top 3 games that sells every year.
Absolutely.
So because it sells worldwide, unlike the football
like
stuff like that, basketball, not NBA. 2K not selling in every country,
right?
Like but FIFA's selling in every country around the world.
Yeah,
right. So it's a top 3 game overall.
Yeah.
Why are these countries and these politicians and the people that are in charge are allowing their athletes to still play in the World Cup
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's very simple. It's the World Cup. Like it's almost, it's their Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl for worldwide football every year. Like it's you have Premier League championships. You have you have UEFA championships. Like those are great. The Champions League, great championships. Tournaments that happen every year. But man, the World Cup, like, what I'm saying, when you get to put that star on your crest and basically say like, yo, we won a World Cup, like that's a different animal, dog. Like it's just different. Like the enormity of this event, like I say, it's 64 games in 29 days.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all day too.
Yeah, it's all day. All day. You probably gonna get on the order of 4 games a day. It's never happened in November. Reason being, because it's in Qatar. If you held it during the summer, players would probably boil alive on the field.
It's that hot.
So they had to hold it during the winter in Qatar, which I guess the temperature drops around 95. So it's playable. But I think it's just simple as that. It's the World Cup, dog. Like, what else you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like again, like it's a huge money, money grab, and of course it's somewhere like especially like the U.S. You're actually trying to grow the sport here in the U.S. and it's fastly becoming one of the most popular sports. I believe last time I looked, I believe it's close to overtaking baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as youth sports. As far as participation,
Yeah, it's definitely overtaking baseball as far as the youth sports.
Because also you have women's soccer, and I think that's part of it because you have both boys and girls soccer that are seeing a lot of.
The cool thing I like about the World Cup, and I've been seeing a lot lately, a lot of restaurants, bars, grills, they having a lot of watch parties for the different countries.
Yep.
So each country can participate in whatever city you in and just go to a certain location and you could be around all your fellow countrymen and watch the game.
And you'll find out about a bunch of other countries that actually live in your area too if you go to these things.
So it's kind of really cool. It's really cool about that, man. So I was looking at the groups, how they put them in the groups.
Right.
And they set them up in 14 pods, right?
Yep.
So it's 4 teams, man. Can you explain to everybody how they actually get to the pod system that they're in and how you get placed in the group?
Right. So you got your group stages, right? A lot of it goes with point differential and how you finished in your different leagues. So you got CONCACAF where America, Canada, Mexico, and like Central American countries, and like Bahamas. So you got Jamaica, you got Bahamas, you got Costa Rica, teams like that. Then you have, Europe and Asia and everywhere else like that. So you basically look at how you finished in whatever league, which the U.S. won the Gold Cup for CONCACAF, and then they basically seed you, and then it's they seed you, and then it's a random draw.
Gotcha.
Right. So they draw from 4 different pods from however you were seeded, and then that's how you. Gotcha. As a random draw.
So you could be a 1 seed in your league, but then you might have a 2 seed from a European league.
Exactly.
Then a 3 seed
from an Asian league, and a 4 seed from an African league.
Gotcha.
Right. So that's how. So basically, you got the group stage, and then you got the knockout stage, and then you got semifinals and finals.
What's the odds? Your prediction on the U.S. Just getting past the knockout stage. We ain't saying win it all. I'm saying getting
past the knockout stage.
Getting past the knockout stage.
Very slim.
Very
they're
slim.
Gonna get past the knockout stage.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna get out the group. Which in each group you have to finish in the top 2 of your group. So you have to finish. A win gets you 3 points. A draw gets you 1 point, and a loss gets you 0 points.
Gotcha.
Right. So. So at the end of playing those 3 teams, the 3 other teams in your group, you have to have the top, be in the top 2 of points earned. So you either have to have, 2 draws and a win, or 2 wins and a draw, or 2 wins and a loss.
Gotcha.
Things like that will probably get you through. So in the U.S. group, you got United States, Wales, England, and who I'm missing?
Iran.
Yes. So I think I think as long as U.S. got Wales first, so I think as long as the U.S.
That should be a dub.
comes out and does what they need to do, because Wales does have Gareth Bale playing in the front line for Wales. So as long as we rein him in somewhat, I think we'll be all right. So I think that's my spiel on.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
I'm excited.
I want to see it. I want to see the early morning games. Like when you wake up, just turn it on. Like that's one reason why I'm starting to love.
Yeah, during the holidays,
everybody at home,
everybody at home, you can watch it.
You're tired of watching bowl games. You put it on, so it's gonna be good.
Kind of takes care of that lull between when the conference championship's over and the bowl games start. It kind of take care of that lull right there. So yeah.
If you had one team to pick that you think might could win it all,
if I had one team to pick.
One team you was betting the house on.
Somebody already asked me this, so I'm gonna be consistent. Shout out to my boy Mike DeHaven. I'm gonna say France.
Okay.
I'm gonna say France.
Who their best player?
People either go with Griezmann, Kylian Mbappe, Pogba. They got a bunch of very good class players on their team. So I believe that's gonna be my choice.
I want to ask you about one specific group, and then we're gonna go ahead on the road.
Yeah.
Group E.
Okay.
It has Spain.
Yep.
Costa Rica.
Yep.
Germany.
Yep.
And Japan.
Yep.
They saying that's one of the toughest groups.
That usually, when you get in a group like that, that's usually called the group of death. So there's usually one group that's going to be a lot tougher than every other group, and that's usually one labeled the group of death. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is the group of death for this tournament.
Okay.
Give me the names again.
Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. Because they're saying Germany put a lot of money behind this.
Spain and Germany going. And Japan, but Japan's so technical, man.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things that you see in the World Cup. Like you see, like Germans are very machine-like, right? And their people, their country, is known for building these machines and having this industry, strong industry part. Then you look at Japan, they're very technically sound.
Yeah.
And you look at the technology in Tokyo, it's crazy
sense.
how the real life translates onto the field. You know what I'm saying? It's real crazy. You can really see it. England, they're real gritty. They're a real gritty team.
Gotcha.
They're real grimy. They get down in the mud and they're real gritty.
See, I didn't know they call that
and
one the group of death.
Brazil,
yeah,
it's very beautiful. Right, it's a beautiful city, and they play. They play football beautifully.
Gotcha.
Right, so it's kind of crazy. The culture of the translates to the field of how they play.
And if y'all didn't want to watch the World Cup, that's your reason to.
Yeah,
check out Group E. Check out the U.S. team.
Yep.
And check out the teams that are really
still cheering for you, USA. Even though I don't agree with a lot of the stuff I'm hearing out of camp. I'm hearing Greg's basically saying we don't need to, because of the team as being so young, a lot of people are referring to them as the baby Eagles because the team is very young. Everybody's waiting on actually the next World Cup. That's where they're saying the U.S. should, because all these these babies should be about 26, 27, and a lot of them should be hitting their prime by the time the World Cup is going to actually be here in North America. So it's going to be U.S., Canada, and Mexico going to be hosting the next World Cup.
As a country, we got to stop waiting.
Yep.
That's my thing.
I agree.
We got to stop waiting and
take our shot, man.
Take our shots every time we have these
time.
just like what we do in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Well, ain't nobody waiting to run no track no more.
Exactly.
You run it.
Exactly. You run it.
That's it. We ain't waiting till the next track meet.
Yeah.
We got to go now because it's the Olympics. The medals are on the line.
They on the line, man.
So I want to be on that Wheaties box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how everybody is. So just like with the U.S. men's basketball team.
Yeah.
We got caught slipping a couple times before,
right.
And they say that's the end of this.
Right, redeem team time.
That's it. And we doing it. We're gonna set up protocols. I think we need to start doing that in soccer and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
We need to go out there and try to win everything from now on.
Yeah, I agree, and I hope that's a message that rings true within this U.S. men's national team, especially. You look across the aisle and look at what the women's team is doing. They've won the last 3 World Cups.
They doing what they
on the
supposed to
women's
do.
side. So
They doing what they supposed to do.
and the Women's World Cup will be next year. So shout out to.
And they predicting them to win next year, right?
Yeah.
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 That's what
And
we do.
they've almost turned over an entire generation of players. You know.
Yeah.
So hopefully, U.S. does well. I'll be rooting for you, Christian Pulisic. All our young men out there, young lads.
Get it done.
Get it done, man.
Get it done, man.
Get it done. Moving on, man. And I'm sorry I didn't get to this off the top, man. University of Virginia.
Yeah, shout out to all the families, all of the players, all of the coaching staff, all of the regular students, everybody, the professors, man. Our heart goes out to y'all. Our condolences to y'all. Like, I heard some good news today, right? You was telling me.
Yep, Mike Hollins.
Mike Hollins from Baton Rouge.
Yep, local product, Catholic High.
He started moving around.
Yeah, they say he took his first steps today. After I believe his last surgery was yesterday.
We got to stop the senseless shootings, the attacks. We got to stop all of that stuff. We understand the details are not being released right now.
Yeah.
Right? They still withholding the information, but they're trying to really take care of it and get to the bottom of the investigation. Most of the times, as we spoke off air, the shooter usually doesn't live in these situations.
Yes,
especially in our southern states and stuff like that.
Right.
You usually don't live to hear about it, to go to trial.
Exactly.
So man, and shout out and prayers to his family too.
Yeah.
Because they didn't raise a kid to do that.
Exactly.
So a lot of people don't understand that side of it too,
real.
man. His family, man, we praying for y'all too. But we got to stop the senseless crimes, the senseless attacks, especially against our own. Especially when they trying to do something with their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So man, prayers to y'all, man.
I believe they had another.
Didn't they cancel the game?
Yeah, they canceled the game this weekend. Canceled the game this weekend.
What I didn't like, I seen a lot of Virginia schools and the surrounding schools really went out their way.
Yeah.
To send support and stuff like that to them.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other conference schools and a lot of the Division I schools, they just spoke about it in a press conference.
Right.
But everybody need grief counseling at one point in time in their life or whatever. So man, send y'all support, man, and because it, like honestly, it could have been y'all. It really could have been.
And honestly, it's unfortunate to say, like not literally tomorrow, but tomorrow it could be you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, it's a very unfortunate situation. Like this is the second time that I can remember that a college in Virginia has gone through this. I myself was in college when the Virginia Tech shooting happened. I can still vividly remember I was in my apartment and I was like getting ready for class. I just cut the TV on and saw that shooter was on the loose. And they got, we got emails, but a bunch of like text blasts basically saying, lockdown, stay home. We're going like it wasn't a threat on our campus, but they were gonna go and check everything basically before they reopened campus, and it's an understandable thing. It's a very like you said, man, like these kids in college, bro.
College,
like
future ahead of them,
like families ahead of them, like these are generations of people that never gonna happen.
Yeah,
because of, like you said, senseless stuff involving a gun.
The biggest thing is they are killing off lineages.
Yeah.
So when you're killing off lineages, you're killing off the future doctors, the future politicians, the future people that can actually help and change things.
Teachers, man.
The future teachers, like your future sanitation workers, like some dope people, like my sanitation workers that come to my neighborhood, like I know them, like I talk to them, like there's dope people, like so, like because your job don't dictate you. Your character does that's inside of you.
Yep.
So we can't be killing off these characters.
Yeah.
Because that lineage is what's going to stand up, man. And we got to do something better than that. Like we got to be able to talk out our differences. Yeah. We got to be able to talk out our feelings. Like we need more support staffs.
Yeah. Like I said, like counseling prior to this. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody could have talked to that young man and really got to the bottom of whatever it is that he was dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, and probably could have literally saved some lives. But like I said, our condolences and prayers go out to the families of those that did not make it.
And then we talk sports, but we talk real life. So just even the effect on that, I want to touch on it real quick. Just the effect on that, to know that, just imagine if you were a junior or a senior in high school and you're from the state of Virginia, and that was always your dream to go to UVA. Now, how would you're not going to want to go to UVA next year.
You want to know what's crazy?
What's that?
One of my homeboys in track coaching literally had a girl sign there today. So I just texted him. I'm like, hey, man, congrats. Like for real, congrats, man. Like, and so I asked him, I was like, how she feel? Mm-hmm. And she was like, it was a real conversation.
Yeah.
But she feel like that's, Charlottesville was best for her and what she wants to do. So yeah, it's a real conversation. It's a real conversation. Like these mothers and fathers, like, yo, you're sending y'all babies out.
You're sending y'all kids though.
Like,
so imagine if you got 2,000 to 3,000 freshmen a year.
Yeah.
That conversation gonna be had with 2,000 to 3,000 families.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, this year. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
The ramifications of some of this stuff is bigger than what we realize, and it goes deeper than that. So now you become, if you decide to go to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
So now you become a Virginia Tech alum.
Right.
Instead of a Virginia alum, which was your real dream. Mm-hmm. So it's just the scales are being imbalanced in some ways, and hopefully that school system, they get everybody back on the right track and get everybody cleared out with their head and get the thought process going the right way, because justice will be served.
Yeah. That's the position that you're in now.
Yep.
All actions have consequences.
Yes.
And so, that's something that those people, those families have to deal with on both sides of the equation, both on the victim and the aggressor. So, like I said, but like you said, they didn't raise they didn't raise their son to go out and be a killer.
No.
Right. So, like you said, prayers for both of those, the families on the victim, all the victims, honestly.
Yep.
Of it. So
we got two more things.
Two more things,
and we out of here tonight.
And we out. Yes. Two more things. We out. So it's gonna be a very awkward transition.
No, it's not. They understand. But this is gonna be a real short one though.
Yes, it's gonna be real
to
short.
the point.
So I'm gonna just say it.
So you better zoom in right now.
Simple as this. Kyrie, go.
Kyrie Irving, Duke alum. Cleveland, Boston,
New Jersey,
Brooklyn.
Yeah, not New Jersey.
Right.
Yep.
Kyrie Irving, I still don't know. First off, I want to ask: has he fulfilled what they say he should have fulfilled?
Like I said,
nobody knows.
If the list is what if the list is what they put out, I know he did the money donation. I know he talked to I know he did I guess, I don't know if the apology counts because he just put it in an Instagram post, or does he actually have to come out and verbally say it? I don't know which one that falls on.
Yeah.
Josiah said he talked with him. He met with him, and he said he doesn't feel that he's
not anti.
Right. Okay. So
he met
with the commissioner. The commissioner basically said that he doesn't feel he's anti. Also anti. I honestly would have to find the list. I know it's 6 things.
Okay.
I do remember that.
So he probably did 4 out of the 6 so far. Or maybe he did 5 out of the 6.
I believe so.
And he's had a 7 game, but then they turned it to 8 games or something like that. So I don't know by the time this airs if he fulfills all the 8 games or whatever. Kyrie Irving should not play basketball anymore this year until the playoffs. I'm sticking by that. Kyrie Irving should not play basketball anymore this year until the playoffs. And the reason why I say that is Kyrie Irving should look out for Kyrie Irving. So I'm going to have a different take on this than I ever had. Kyrie Irving should go around and make everybody who's Jew or Jewish realize that he's not anti. Travel the world. Forget basketball. Travel the world. Oh, y'all want to try to make an example out of me?
Ricky Williams, this thing?
I'm gonna do what y'all want me to do. I'm gonna travel around the world and go to all the different countries and meet with all the high power Jews or Jewish people, however y'all want to label it. And I'm gonna shoot it on my Instagram. And I'm gonna go way more beyond than what y'all put on that list.
What you put on it.
And I'm gonna make y'all feel it.
Right.
So I'm gonna flip the script on y'all.
Right.
That's my take on Kyrie. That's what I think Kyrie Irving should do. He should flip the script and not play basketball no more and travel the world and talk to Jews every day. And come back and play basketball in the playoffs. If they make it.
Yeah.
And if we don't make it because I didn't play, that's on y'all.
Right.
I was proving to the world that I wasn't anti.
Right. Right. I don't know, man. This thing here is drug on a lot longer. You know, I've been in organizations where I've had, you know, personal, you know, what they call it, PIP. It's called personal improvement plans that they put you on. And so it's basically a lot of the same things that they've asked of Kyrie, like it's in the same spirit of the same. I'm not because I didn't have a personal improvement plan because I was, you know, labeled as, you know, anti-Semitic or anything like that. And so I understand the spirit of what you're trying to do, but my personal improvement plan was never made public.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do this, you're gonna handle it in house. Then handle it in house. If you gonna throw your dirty laundry in the street for everybody to talk about, then this is where now this is where you are.
Yeah.
Right. You got you basically like I don't know if Josiah is more about trying to prove that Kyrie is, you know, Semitic or anti-Semitic or whatever, more than what everybody says about Josiah is basically like you gave superstars the run of your organization, and now they've run it into the ground. So I don't know if he's making a power play versus I mean, look, let's just be real. Josiah is of Orient descent. So I'm not sure what his real connection with the Jewish community is. I'm sure he has one because he is in Brooklyn, New York, and there's a very heavy Jewish population that lives in Brooklyn, New York. But I think it's more for him a power play of, you know, Kevin Durant and Kyrie do not run my team.
I'll run it.
But you know, all the evidence to the negative would be like you hired Steve Nash, and basically Kyrie basically comes out in the press conference after that hiring and basically says we're going to coach the team, or he says he's going to make decisions after the season's over with the general manager. You know, you're saying stuff like this, and so I don't know if it's a power play. I think it's more of to me, it's starting to seem more of like a power play than versus a altruistic, at least from his point of view, altruistic.
Yep, I get it.
You know, rehabilitation program.
And that's exactly why I say Kyrie should power play him back. Not saying Kyrie right or Kyrie wrong. Right. I'm just saying if that's the game y'all want to play, play the game, Kyrie.
Play the game.
Play the game on him and don't play no games.
Yeah.
Let them, because they're gonna talk about you if you come back or if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least go out and prove to the people who you say they saying you ain't proved it to them. Go and prove it to them, and then let them answer the consequences for you not playing.
All right.
Maybe they're gonna be like, "Oh, Kyrie's a great guy. He was over here in wherever, such and such."
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it.
All right.
One last thing, man.
Big thing.
New movie came out.
Yes, sir.
We all have seen it. All four of us in this room right now. Shout out to Swag, man. Swag on the board, man, doing this thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Swag in the building.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
What up, man? So who went seen the movie? You want to lead in with it?
Yes. Black Panther.
Yes.
Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
The second installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe Black Panther series. If those of you who don't know, if you've been living under a rock for the last 5 years, Chadwick Boseman, who played the original Black Panther, passed away in real life due to cancer. That he kept out of the public eye, kept out of the public and private eye.
Yeah,
honestly,
nobody knew.
because outside of his immediate family. From the things I've heard and read, it doesn't sound like a lot of people knew about it.
Yeah.
So a big part of Wakanda Forever, this movie, was about Chadwick basically his fellow actors and actresses mourning him on screen, and it was I very much liked it. We got a couple of other opinions that we gonna bounce around and share. I guess we'll go around the room. So how'd you feel about it? How'd you feel about the movie?
I love the cinematic portrayal of the way they put the movie out.
Shout out
Ryan Coogler, man. He's great at what he does. He's so un-Hollywood.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. He's so un-Hollywood in the way that he shoots and captures things.
Yeah.
And like I'm fascinated with the way people see the vision of just a storybook.
Yeah.
And the way they actually shoot it, because that's actually what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
In our real life, that's what we're doing right now. I love the way he did that. I love the acting. All the actresses was great. The screenplay was good.
Shout out Angela Bassett. Shout out.
The top thing was the soundtrack was dope.
Rihanna, shout out.
Oh man, the soundtrack was dope, man. Like when it was time for the hi-hats to hit, the hi-hats was hit. So we're gonna leave it like that. And I love to see every movie theater has it, and they have it on several different screens, and people are showing up and showing out.
Yeah.
I understood going into it because personally I'm not a big Marvel fan. Right. So I understood going into it that it's a Marvel movie. Mm-hmm. So it has to have some things in it to correlate to Marvel more than it does to Black Panther.
Right.
Because before when we went out and seen Black Panther, it was about the culture.
Yeah.
It was about black people.
Yep.
It was about being from African descent.
Yep.
It was about the clothes, the gear, everything.
Yeah.
It was about we warriors in the inside. So I understood that they had to equate some of this Marvel stuff in it so it can keep on feeding down the line for the series. Because it is a series, as you said,
it's
right?
It's a series, yes.
Right? So I understood that. So I would rate it as a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. And the reason why I don't say is it wasn't a 10, just because some of the stuff didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And like I say, I'm not a Marvel dude, so some of the stuff not gonna make sense to me, but some of the obvious stuff should make sense.
Yeah.
So I would rate it a 9 out of 10.
No, we gonna go to our super producer,
Swag.
Off mic, off camera. He's on mic though, so y'all be able to hear him on the pod. You just ain't gonna see him on YouTube. What you got, Swag? Well,
I mean, I like the movie. Like I'm not good at like giving like out of 10 ratings or whatever, but like it reminded me of another favorite Marvel movie that I liked a lot, and that was like the Civil War movie.
Civil War. Yeah.
And like that kind of gave me like the same vibe. I just like movies that have like a lot of different moving parts. And like a lot of different parties.
Yeah.
Where there's no clear enemy, there's no clear good guy.
Yeah.
But at the end, everybody respects everybody's like perspective.
Yeah.
And it's like, but they also like allow the audience to like
you understand the reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
You understand the reasoning behind both sides of it.
Right.
So I
like that. I probably like that the most about the movie. But then other than that, like the action was on par.
Yeah.
And like just the way they tributed to Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
At the beginning of the movie and the end.
And at the end. Yeah.
And the way they ended it, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it really like encapsuled the title, like Wakanda Forever.
Forever,
man.
I don't want to give nothing away, but it's like
they should have watched it by now anyway.
Yeah, if you ain't watched it
go
by
see
now.
it again anyway, because we going back and see it a second time too.
We'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Don't listen to the last 25 minutes of the podcast if you don't want no spoilers on Wakanda Forever.
And the way they ended it, it was like, nah, this gonna keep going.
It's gonna keep going.
Because of
Yeah, with Prince T'Challa.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. We were saying, before the mics was on, one of the most, to me, powerful storylines I saw was that I kind of recognized at the moment. Like I'm going to go see it again. Was that, for those of you who don't know, if you think like T'Challa wasn't Queen Ramonda's birth son. she was his stepson. They don't dive into that in the movie, but if you know the comics, that's not, that wasn't her birth son. Shuri is actually her birth daughter.
Yeah.
Right? And then Riri Williams. And it's crazy her connection with all three of them. Like and I made this point earlier before the mics were on, like that Queen Ramonda lived for T'Challa, right?
Yeah.
She lived for him, right? She actually birthed Shuri, right? And she died for Riri. Like she died saving Riri in the movie.
Complete circle.
And so for Shuri to not see who she was expecting to see in the ancestral plane, for her to see a Killmonger, made a lot of sense to me. Because she might have been vengeful, but that, like, yo, you lived and died for two people that didn't come out your birth canal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the one that came out.
It was kind of like a mirror. It was like,
Yeah.
like this is you.
Yeah.
Right now, like,
Yeah.
And a lot of people miss that if they don't know that fact.
Yeah, they don't know that about T'Challa and stuff like the Riri stuff was like very obvious.
Yeah.
Because it like it's almost like you've seen like how like you've seen like depictions of like a lot of it is in Black culture. You'll see a lot of like paintings and stuff like that of parents pushing their kids up.
Yep.
And like when she was underwater and you could see her like pushing Riri Williams up.
Yep.
And like it's the same. It kind of gave me the same vibe of like art that stuff I've seen out of like African art or African American art.
Yeah.
In the way that she died. Angela Bassett acted her tail off in this movie.
Probably the best movie I ever seen.
Yeah, bro. She went so hard in this movie. Like the scene between her and the general from Dora Milaje, like when she lost her daughter. And I was like when I say the theater was dead quiet when she went off, like she went off in a way that like you felt it, like I have lost my entire family.
It was true. It was true.
So even though I know what you were trying to do, and it's not. She said it in a way where, yo, I still do love you, but you cannot mess. You've messed with my family, and now I've lost my daughter, my son, and my husband.
That's it.
And so, bro, like the scene that she delivered there, and like you can feel the hurt, her hurt, and the hurt on the general. Like I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, it was a great scene.
Yeah,
it was a great scene.
Yeah,
very
I like
good
that too, because you saw like a lot of politics with like Wakanda and what's it called, Talokan?
Yeah, Talokan with Namor. Shout out to one of the best villains or we say anti-hero.
Anti-hero.
Right, we're not calling them villains.
Because we spoke about Killmonger a moment ago. Exactly. Like, to me, that was my favorite character.
Exactly.
That was that dude. Yeah, I'm glad they brought him back, and they need to keep bringing him back. Like, they need to find a way to bring him back.
He bought it, bro. He bought it in
he need to get that heart-shaped herb back to him.
Right.
Like, he need to get it to him, man. Killmonger is the key. Shout out to Killmonger, man.
Let me see some of the other things that I did like. I did like how like Wakanda showed themselves as being like a very strong nation. Like when France was trying to steal vibranium from an outreach program.
Oh, bro, that scene,
so cold.
Like she was in the middle of like just going off, and then it was like by the exact time she finished.
Yeah.
Yep. They was there.
It was like, like these
bring them in.
Yeah, we know what y'all doing.
We know.
Yeah.
Nice try.
And she said in there. She said we have ears that hear.
Right.
Yeah.
We know what you're saying.
We know what you're saying.
Bruh.
We know what y'all saying.
They lost the protector.
That joke was so gangster,
bro. And then and for like Angela be up there, man. Angela had the guns out.
Yeah, man.
Like she had the guns out for real. Like black don't crack, dog. Like you just got to deal with that part.
Bro, then they had some symbolisms in that.
Yeah.
Like the cat we was talking about earlier, the cats that walked in with her, how they was masked up. We just went through COVID, everybody was masked up. Y'all ain't catch that in the movie? Come on, bro. Y'all gotta catch this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, not saying nothing.
Not saying nothing.
Remember how people were standing in line, 6 feet behind each other? Nobody was saying nothing to nobody.
They put their microphones down.
Put the microphone down. I ain't got
down.
nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say. Come on, man. It was a dope movie, man.
And then didn't she like didn't they like airdrop something to everybody at one
Yeah,
time?
yeah. They airdropped all the evidence.
time.
They airdropped all the evidence that
Like how y'all got the key to everybody?
Yeah. Yeah.
Check out your screens right now. You'll see what happened.
Yeah. And so like the Dora Milaje coming out of the safe where they thought the vibranium was. I was like,
dope.
That was dope. I also enjoyed how they brought Nakia, aka Lupita Luongo. I like how they brought her back into the movie. As far as the movie goes, she left Wakanda after the events of the original Black Panther movie. She left Wakanda for and was living in
another great
Haiti.
country.
Right.
Another great country that people don't talk about.
Exactly.
Haiti.
In Haiti. Exactly. Very colorful. Caribbean island. And she was basically, started a school of some sorts. You're not really, I don't know if it's like a boarding school or somewhere where she was basically teaching agriculture and for how, teaching kids of Haiti to grow their own things. And if you know anything about Haiti, which to me also hit me, like if you know anything about Haiti and like some of the things that they've suffered with, tsunamis, and earthquakes, that's a very needed skill, like being able to grow your own.
And something else in there with the Haiti, when you go back to the vibranium.
Yeah.
Haiti is one of the richest countries in the world. Mm-hmm. And that's what they do. They mine.
Yeah.
So like even tying all that together. Like if you're not really paying attention to the real world, you're not knowing what's going on in this movie. Like I said, I'm not a Marvel fan. I'm a real life fan.
Yeah.
So I see some of this stuff in the movie that a lot of people are not catching, man.
Right. Let me see. I really enjoyed how, like in the first one, like you said, I really enjoyed how Ryan Coogler wrote and directed and put on screen, African culture. And for him to double back in this movie and show Mayan culture with the same amount of fervor,
and
right?
The on Neymar was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yes. For him to double back and show that same amount of fervor to tell the story of these people in a shorter time span.
Yep.
But it didn't miss. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To me, it was a great accomplishment that he was able to achieve in this movie. Like we said, we talked about like some of the battle scenes. Mm-hmm. Some of them we was like, it's we was like, so like we were talking and we were talking in the pregame show. We were talking about how the fights on the bridge with Atuma.
Oh yeah,
they were great.
That was great.
Man.
Fight on the bridge in Virginia.
You felt that fight.
You felt
it. It was like
you literally felt it.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. Somebody like it's not about to be no draw. Somebody gonna win and lose.
Somebody gonna die today.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got those type of fights. You got you got when Namor's first salvo against Wakanda the country, which was only him, Atuma, and his daughter, I believe, were the only people that ever actually attacked. Right. And I was like, if he could do this with just 3 people,
yeah. And he brought the rest of them in, but they started singing and hypnotized them.
Yeah. He brought the sirens in, and they started singing people off the bridge, and hypnotizing them basically.
Just going blindly into the abyss.
Yes, just
you got to catch all of this stuff. You got to catch this stuff.
Yeah,
like it's in there. Ryan did a great job, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like it's in the movie.
Absolutely.
What confused me about that scene was when the water was coming in. Can you explain that to me? I know you're big into that. Can you explain it to me how the water and all of that and where is Wakanda at in their real life situation? How does the water get there?
Yeah.
And the cats riding on wheels like EJ said, man. Shout out to EJ, the DJ in the building, man. EJ in here, man.
Wakanda is. I believe it's not a coastal country. Mm-hmm. It's a country that is, landlocked per se, but it's kind of like, if I had to akin it to anything, I'd say it's like marshland.
Gotcha.
Right? Like water could come in and go out, right? And like that, a lot of that was showed in a scene that where Shuri and Ramonda were about to burn their funeral apparel. Mm-hmm. Where the elephants were going, a mother elephant and the baby elephants were going into the water to graze and to drink water and everything like that. It was a night scene.
Yep.
That reminded me a lot of these marshes that elephants will walk through in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a coastal city per se, but because of their proximity to water, Namor. If you don't know, Namor basically gains strength from water. Mm-hmm. He gains his strength from water. M'Baku says in the movie that he's as strong as the Hulk when he's around water.
M'Baku, man.
Hey man, and that's another key too.
Again.
Yeah, he always do.
Yeah,
but Namor get his strength from the water, huh?
Yeah,
hydrate people, hydrate people. They're dropping gems in these movies.
So he was able to, he's able to control basically the tide. The tides around Wakanda. So basically, he flooded it with the rivers and everything that go through Wakanda. There's a map, but
yeah.
And what he flooded was one part of Wakanda. He flooded the capital of Wakanda, right? But you have where M'Baku is in the mountains, so that's where everybody pretty much evacuated to, because of you're not in the proximity of water, so you're safer in the mountains than you are in the lowlands of Wakanda.
So I only seen I only think I seen water around Wakanda when Killmonger was giving them the business.
Wow.
When he was giving T'Challa the business, that's the only time I seen water in Wakanda really. In the first one, when he was in Wakanda. Am I wrong? Did I miss one?
When I know for a fact when he died, when Killmonger was dying in the cave, in the cave overlooking, the cave was overlooking the river.
Gotcha.
And that's when he was saying bury me with my ancestors, right? And on the water with my ancestors.
Now see, I thought that was the same area that they was in when they do the challenge.
Yeah.
So I thought that was the only area I really seen it.
Yeah, the waterfalls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so at the bottom of a waterfall,
it got to be the water.
River.
Yeah, it gotta have so that makes sense. It's just I've never seen it.
Yeah.
And so some of this stuff kind of
the geography of it.
Yeah, you got to catch up if you ain't really like me. You ain't watching all the comics. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to put all this stuff together.
But yeah,
people got 20-year head start on me, man.
Oh no, I mean, like I said, man, I've been watching this since 1990.
See what I'm saying?
So on the. You can tell that there's going to be another movie, right? And that's how Marvel Cinematic Universe basically goes. You basically get 3 movie deals.
So Ryan has a 3-movie deal, or does Black Panther have a 3-movie deal?
A lot of it usually centers around the actors. Mm-hmm. So basically, they sign the actors to 3-movie deals.
Okay,
which is also kind of crazy that we was talking about David Kaluuya not being part of this movie. Like how you.
Yeah.
Did you breach contract, or did they only sign you for Black Panther?
Do you think movies like Endgame are part of that contract deal?
Well, Endgame was the third Avengers movie. Mm-hmm. Endgame was the third Avengers movie. So you had Endgame, you had Infinity War.
Like somebody like M'Baku, like he was in Endgame, he was in Black Panther 1, and then this one. Mm-hmm. So does that Endgame count as one on his contract, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I believe after that they can make a choice, basically, if they want to re-up their deal and come again. So yeah, man. Like I said, you can tell this is really a third movie. At the end, at the post credits, you're introduced into Prince T'Challa, which is Lupita Nyong'o, aka Nakia and T'Challa's son. Which is another reason she left Wakanda, because I'm not sure what the marriage and childbirth outside of marriage principles are in Wakanda, but they weren't married. so I'm not sure if that was another reason that she had to. Had the rule. So you're introduced to Prince T'Challa at the post credits,
and whoever that kid was, he did a great job with his lines.
He did,
like he nailed them lines, man.
He played it like a kid, like an actual kid with sound.
Like he was like charismatic too.
Yeah, he was like,
oh yeah, that's T'Challa.
Yeah,
like that's the Prince.
That boy said, what that boy said. I heard you could keep a secret.
Yeah.
I heard you could keep a secret. Okay.
So yeah, man. Overall, like I said, I'm gonna give it like you said. You said what 9?
I said 9 out of 10. Me.
Yeah, man. I'm probably gonna go. Shoot. Yeah, I'll probably go 9.5 for myself. I really enjoyed the film. Was it long? Yes, it's very long.
2 hours 2:45. And 45 minutes.
Yeah, we had good pacing though.
Yeah, good pacing.
Had good pacing.
I shouldn't have watched the credits before though. I should have got there right when the movie started. Like I shouldn't.
It took them 20 extra minutes. Boy, push you past 3. But go out and go see it. Go see it again.
Go see it again.
Support black business.
Don't bootleg this one. Don't bootleg this one, man. Get off that fire stick. Like for real, man.
So, man, this has been the Evergreen Pod for this week.
Yeah, they can say what they want. This was a great one.
Absolutely.
We touched on Wakanda.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We told Kyrie what to do.
Yeah. Talked about the World Cup.
We talked about the World Cup.
Yeah. We good.
Hey, man. Next week, though. Hey, don't forget, though. Get your turkeys.
Yeah.
We got them. Get in them comments. Come shout out. Come see us, man.
Like, subscribe, give us a review, send us something in the comments. We love y'all. Have a happy holidays. And we out.